In this video, I have a completely free course on how to do your accounting as an Amazon seller, and I've also got the top 5 mistakes that people make when going about doing their accounting for their Amazon business. Now, recently I went to the Just One Dime Summit and interviewed one of the best speakers, Jeremiah. And this guy is part owner of the company MuseMinded, and they only do accounting for Amazon businesses. That's all they do. Now, the problem is my data on my memory card got corrupted for that video, so I am going to go through all the stuff we talked about in there right now. And also, he is the one offering this completely free course, okay? He used to charge $300 a piece for it. You can see, I've seen him talking about it in some of his old blog posts. But right now, I convinced him to give it away to you guys completely for free. So I'll have a link to that below. He's giving away to one lucky winner 10 years of free accounting, okay? 10 straight years of free accounting for your business to one lucky winner. And I don't think there's that many people actually entered to win right now. So that link will be below. You can sign up for both of those. Go check out his free course. I also entered to win the 10 years of free accounting. He said about $50,000 worth of
$51,000.
$51,000. I've never given that much money away or gotten that much in my life. So
today might be your day, man.
I might be the lucky winner. I don't know. Now let's go into the top 5 mistakes people make when doing their Amazon accounting. And I've made pretty much everyone on this list at some point. So I don't want you guys to be in the same boat, do some of the dumb stuff I did, okay? And these are all straight from Jeremiah himself. I wish I was able to have him give you the info. So first mistake that people are making when they go about doing their accounting is they use commingled accounts, okay? You've got one account for your business and you've got one account for your personal, okay? I'm talking about banking accounts. And you should really get a separate account for your business. So sometimes it's hard to get a separate business account. So if you can't sign up for a business account, just get another personal account and use that only for business, okay? Even if it's just a personal account, get one just for business, okay? That's the first big mistake that I made the same mistake myself, okay? Second is you make the mistake that you can expense inventory sold in the year that you buy it. So let me tell you what that means. So let's just say it's December 31st, I decide that I want to lower my tax burden for the year by a ton. So what do? I go out and buy just a ton of inventory, $40,000 worth of inventory, so my taxes are lower in the year, okay? The problem is you can't write off inventory until the year it's sold. So if I buy $40,000 in inventory, I can't write that off until next year when it's sold, okay? So, for example, when you go buy a private label product, you spend $3,000 to buy a product from China, ship it over here. You can't write that off on your taxes until you sell those units, okay? You can only write that off one by one as you sell the units. So, another problem that people make is not setting aside money for income tax. Now, if you're only making, if you're not really making anything in this business starting out, don't worry about that. But as you build your business, you're going to need to set aside money for your income tax, okay? To pay the IRS, you're supposed to pay them, I believe, every quarter what you expect to owe at the end of the year. So his recommendation was every 2 weeks when you get your payout from Amazon, take 15% of that, lock it away in another account that you're not using actively, and that is right there is to pay your to pay your income tax. That way when it comes down to the time for you to actually send money off to the IRS, you're not like, where the heck I don't have any money to send them, okay? The next tip is coming down to ignoring sales tax compliance, okay? Now this is not something, I've got another interview on how to do sales tax coming around, but one thing I want you to know is that there was a sales tax expert, somebody from TaxJar. It's the software I use to automate all my sales tax. I'll put a link to that video actually right here that I did on how I use TaxJar. But what you need to know is that a lot of the experts recommend collecting sales tax in a state once you sell $2,000 to $3,000 a year into that state. So once you start off selling, if you're only selling $20,000, $30,000 a year, you're probably not gonna hit that threshold in any state. Now again, this is not legal advice. I can't give you this advice. I'm just telling you what I learned at the conference. So you should start collecting sales tax, and I'll have another video on that. But the key is you need to not just ignore it, okay? You can't build your business up to $100,000, $200,000 a year and just ignore sales tax. Stupid idea, okay? And the last thing that really that you really need to understand about the big mistakes beginners make is that when you go to report your stuff to the IRS, some people spend so much time worrying about getting it down to the exact penny, okay? They want every single penny to be laid out where it went, okay? The IRS doesn't care, okay, if you're a penny off or whatever. Don't waste a lot of time trying to figure out the exact minute details, okay? You need to get it close. You need to put a really good faith effort into being accurate, okay? But you don't need to spend hours and hours every month going and actually, figuring out exactly where every cent went. Talking to Jeremiah, he said that a lot of his sellers can do their bookkeeping in 30 minutes to an hour every month. And he uses two programs called Xero and then also called, I can't remember the other program. It's in part of his course. So anyways, those are the biggest 5 mistakes people make. I really think you should not just take what I'm telling you here today, go actually take his free course. I'm telling you, he used to charge $300 for it. And also if you're thinking about, if you need some accounting, if you want someone to do your accounting for you, he specifically does Amazon sellers only. I'll have a link to his specific website also down below.